Hello, I'm John Bachman. It's a new day in Washington, D.C., and the new Congress is convening right now, despite facing a challenge from some Republicans, conservative Republicans. Speaker of the House John Boehner is laying out an agenda that includes quick votes on the Keystone Pipeline and Obamacare. Meantime, down the street, President Obama will be meeting with Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto, looking for support on his immigration reforms and his new plans for relations with Cuba. But Mexico's president is facing his own challenges at home, including questions about dozens of students missing since last fall and a controversy over his multi-million-dollar mansion. And outside the White House, it's a bit of a winter wonderland with snow falling in Washington and much of the Northeast right now. The storm is bringing bitter cold to much of the country that will likely last for a few days. And one last chance to say goodbye to a liberal lion. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Over the last hour, the funeral for the late governor has been held in New York City. Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton among the mourners. Representing the White House, Attorney General Eric Holder. Cuomo died last week at the age of 82, just hours after his son Andrew took the oath of office for his second term as New York governor. And two more New York City police officers shot in the line of duty, and cops are now hunting for the suspects as we speak. The two officers are both alive, but one is in critical condition. New York's mayor says they are among a group of 5 plainclothes officers returning to the station at the end of a night when they heard a robbery call.
These officers had come off their shift and upon hearing this call went back out in search of these criminals.
The officers came across 2 men they thought might be the suspects in that robbery. There was one on the sidewalk, also another inside the store. When they started talking to the man outside the store, the one inside the store opened fire. Both cops were hit in the arm. One was shot in the stomach, the other grazed in his chest. Both suspects got away. Jeb Bush is launching a new leadership pact called Right to Rise,
which is a pact to support candidates that believe in conservative principles to allow all Americans to rise up.
Well, Bush has already announced that he's seriously considering a run for the White House in 2016. He's been stepping down from various corporate boards as well. And it's sentencing day in a Richmond federal court for former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell. Prosecutors want him to spend at least 10 years behind bars after he was convicted of trading favors for well over $100,000 in gifts and loans. Nearly 450 people have written letters to the judge on McDonnell's behalf asking for leniency. And in 2 hours, baseball's new Hall of Fame class will be announced. The class could be a big one, including leading candidates like pitchers Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez. Also still on the ballot, John Smoltz. He should be in there. And Craig Biggio and Mike Piazza, although there are some questions about the latter two and their suspected use of some performance-enhancing drugs. We'll see if that affects the voters today. We'll keep you posted. Another update coming up for you in 30 minutes. Now back to Midpoint with Ed Berliner.